Hey my loves, welcome back for another video. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Ashley and today I am feeling myself. So today we're going to be playing in this 360 lace wig courtesy of OMG Her Hair. So today's lace wig is a 360 lace wig. It has a silk top and it's Italian Yaki Remy hair. It's actually Indian Remy hair and it comes with the extra pieces so that you can do the adjustable straps and add them on. Now the silk top is really nice. I really was feeling this one. Off the bat, I love the fact that this lace was literally the color of my complexion. Normally when you have a brown lace, it's like brown, but it's like an ashy brown or like a, like a mauve hue to it. This one is actually like the tone of my complexion without being too mauve or ashy, not too red, not too orange. It's literally perfect. So because this one is so full, I felt like you definitely want to make sure that the hairline is not too full. You don't want to come off and give like the Barbie doll wig vibes. You kind of want to feel a little bit melted, something got to be going on in the front. So this is what we're going to do for the next few minutes. We're going to work on the hairline. It is advertised as pre-plucked, but again, this is a nice voluminous full wig. So you just want to make sure that it matches your style and your fly. So I'm just going to go ahead and section out some basically baby hair, or the area that I would designate for baby hair. I'm going to use the electric hot comb to go ahead and straighten out the root. Now the reason I'm doing this is that with any texture, even like curly texture, I find that when you straighten out the root before you go ahead and tweeze it out, either by using a hot comb or by wetting the hair, it makes it easier to pull the hair out, and it also makes it more apparent what needs to come out. Sometimes when it's like in its natural state, it's more wavy and it just looks a lot more fuller than it really is. So here I am with a nice fresh pair of tweezers, and I started off trying to do the right thing and tweeze the hairline out, but honestly you guys, especially when I have the wig on my head, it takes too long. So I reverted back to my old ways, my old bad ways, and I'm using this pull method to kind of just pull at the lace. I love doing this, and trust me, I've done this so many times, and so many times I've pulled a hole into my lace. So I don't recommend it, but it just gets the job done so easy, and it's almost like it doesn't stretch the lace, but it just makes it look so good when I do this. I don't know why. It's a bad habit. I don't recommend that you do it. I recommend that you do this whole process with the tweezers, but again, for me, I'm just so impatient in this step. So I'm also going to make sure I thin out the sideburn area as well, the baby hair, the where you want to have your little sideburn action going on, and this looks really good. Now the thing about it is that this is a very full wig, so this looks good. When you flip it back, you guys can see it's at the very front, but you still need to go in and do more work. So again, I like to chase it with that hot comb and really be able to see what's going on. When you don't use the hot comb, you kind of have to guess how it looks. I feel like the hot comb, I'm able to see exactly what I have going. Apparently I was watching some crime investigator shows, which is my favorite thing to watch when I'm doing my hair. I pull up Facebook and all these crime investigation videos come up, and I just let them play. So as I said before, this one is nice and dense, so I want to go ahead and go behind the parting a little bit more, and this is how you can get a gradient effect. You go one row, kind of like baby hair area, and then you do your tweezing, and then you can go another row behind and do more tweezing, and the more rows you go back, the more you can make it gradient. I again am impatient, so I just do a little bit to make sure that the front looks good, and that's a-okay with me, but I would highly recommend that you spend a little bit more time getting it exactly how you want it. The great thing about this is that, like, if you do like I do, where I did one row, I got it where I wanted, I went back a little bit further and did another row, and then I like the way it came out. Tomorrow, if I decide I want more, I can still go back. It's always better, especially if you're DIYing it at home and you're not a professional. It's a great idea to take your time. Day one you did this, day two you did that. In hindsight, this is how much hair I pulled out, and that wasn't even all of it. There's hair all over the floor, so trust me, I got a lot of hair out of there. Again, but this is good for day one. Wear it, see how you feel, and then go back in and analyze it, wear it, part it, see how you feel, take a picture in it and see what you feel, and that way you can go back and do more and do better. And that's the best way to learn, because if you sit here and do it all at once and you're a beginner, you may run the risk of doing too much, and then at that point you can't go back and the wig is ruined. So whenever you're cutting off the excess lace, be sure to make sure that you cut off any excess lace around the ear. You do not want your wig to fit or sit over or above your ear. You want it to fit perfectly around it. And then after you're done, you want to make sure that you comb the wig out, because you tweezed and cut so much. Get all of that excess flyaway hair that is just loose and just sitting in that wig out before you start the install, so that you're not tracking hair all over your house and, you know, feeling like you're shedding when you're really not. Now we're moving on to the next step, which is going to be my install. I'm going to speed this up a little bit more, but you guys know I don't use a glue. I use a holding spray, and of course everything I use is in the description box. I do this in 3 sections. First, I remove the lace, then I bond down the center, kind of like from like arch of my eyebrow to arch of my eyebrow. And as you guys can see with this silk top lace, this looks so good. And then I do the sides, like you know, the rest on one side. Like right here, I'll do this side, apply the adhesive, make sure it's exactly where I want, as much as I need, you know, bond it down, hold it there for a second so it can get tacky, and then I use the blow dryer on a cool setting to go ahead and bond it down. And you'll see in just a moment why you need to do this on a cool setting. If you do it on the hot setting, it's going to end up a mess. Okay, so now that the wig is installed, the rest is up to you. If you do not want to do baby hair, I would skip this step and just push everything back and kind of just maybe use a little bit of a wax or a holding spray to make it look neat in the front. You guys know I love baby hair, so I'm just going in and pulling apart what areas I want to use as baby hair, what areas I want to use as sideburns, and kind of just cutting it short. Now, I don't like it all to be one length, so I go in with an eyebrow razor and just cut away at it until I get my desired, you know, look. Now from here, I'm going to use a mousse to go in and do the baby hair. Honestly, I don't really want like real baby hair. I just like something to be in front of the lace, just kind of to camouflage the lace. I kind of feel like you don't always have to have like full on baby hair, but you know, you don't want to see that line of demarcation of where the lace starts. And I don't care who you are and how good you are at an install, you're gonna see that lace 9 times out of 10 unless you're like arrogant taste. So step 1 for me in the baby hair area is to section it out and cut it down to the length that you want. From there, you're gonna go ahead and swoop it. You don't have to worry about getting it right the first time. I'm gonna show you in just a moment. I'm gonna go ahead and form the baby hair, allow it to set, and then I'll go back in and style it exactly how I want it to be. Now you'll see my biggest error in this video is gonna be the sideburns. They are way too thick. Now here's the issue. When I installed, I blow dried my install on a cool setting, but on the sideburns I went for a heat or a high heat setting, and not on this side but on the opposite side. You'll see in just a moment why you never want to do that. It's gonna make it like hard and solid, and it's gonna make it like messy and nasty, and you'll see in just a moment. Now that we kind of sort of have a shape, I'm going to go ahead and allow that to set. Normally I would just put on a scarf and then just go about my business. I'm trying to get this video done for you guys and this wig installed, so I went ahead and turned the blow dryer on top of my scarf and just allowed that to dry, and this is what we got. It's not completely set. Like I said, I like it to just go ahead and set on its own, or you know, for a little bit longer, but this does the trick so that it melts and molds down. From here, I'm going to just go ahead and use that electric hot comb to get that crimp out, and you guys can see how beautiful this hairline looks. It looks so much better since I went ahead and cut you know, cut it and pre-plucked it, or not pre-plucked it but plucked it and all of that. Now I'm just going in and thinning out the sideburns. Now one thing I've learned today is whenever you're doing the sideburns, thin them out before you bond the wig down, because you're tugging at it, especially because we're not using a real glue. When you tug at it, it's gonna lift. So it's kind of like you're gonna bond it down, lift it back up, and have to bond it down, which is too many steps. So again, thin it out, tweeze out the sideburns before you go ahead and bond them down. That will help you out so much. It's like I have this beautiful, now look at this. Because I went ahead and I put all of that non-glue holding spray pretty much right there, I bonded it down on a high heat setting. It kind of melted and like made this nasty cakey situation, and it's like stuck. So essentially it'll loosen up, but I just have to give it time. So I'm just gonna leave that alone, ignore that side for tonight. By the time I go ahead and wrap it, you know, go to sleep, wake up, take a bath and all of that, the moisture from the shower and all that, it will naturally loosen up over time, and then I'll be able to go in and customize it more. At this point, I decided I wanted to go ahead and do maybe like a half up, half down with like two little bang pieces in the front, and that was gonna look so cute. And then I went ahead and did my parting for a deep side part, or actually I was parting it to do a half up, half down, and it turned into a deep side part, and I liked that much more. So we're doing a deep side part. Be sure to go ahead and stamp out your parting really nicely. You can use foam lotion or wax or holding spray. I just sprayed a holding spray on there and I like the way that looked, but I just can't help it, I had to go back in with the wax and press that out. Also be sure to use a heat protectant. I did that off camera, and just press it in really good. Also off camera, I'm going to go in and press the ends of the hair. I didn't really like press it out like a hard silk press, but I did straighten it just a little bit, and it really didn't make a huge difference. I just wanted to make it smooth and get rid of any crimps there may be from packaging or from me putting it in a ponytail or, you know, what have you, and that did the trick. Now I'm going in for what feels like the third time, and I am messing with the baby hair again. Now this is what I talk about, especially as a beginner. If you're not going to professional and sitting in a salon and you're doing yourself, you're going to be your toughest critic, and you're going to go and do things over and over again and take hella long. So that's pretty much what I'm doing here. I've been at this hairline since forever. I decided I didn't feel like it was sleek enough around the parting and the hairline. So even though I used that holding spray, I did go back in with my wax. Now I'm going to use this hairpin. It says Diamond. I had these custom made. I have one that says Diamond, I have one that says Dakota, and then I have one that says Dominic. And I put Diamond today. He was my baby of choice. I love all my babies and all my clips, but that was honestly the first one I reached for. I don't have a favorite, and I love the way this install came out. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I feel like when the hair is this full, this long, it's really hard to find a style that's gonna look good and be like everyone's taste. Now this is a very gorgeous kinky straight wig. It definitely mimics African American texture. Like, this is goals. Like, if my natural hair was this long, thick, and full, listen, I would be rocking a blowout this big and full all day, every day. Like, it's so beautiful. I did go in and customize the hairline a little bit. I kind of feel like it made it a lot more easy to wear or rock without, you know, going in and doing too much. Let me know what you guys think about this one. As always, this is the packaging that the wig came in. It's kind of crazy to think this beautiful full luscious wig was in this tiny box, right? This one is 20 inches, 150% density, kinky straight, which we already knew. They provided an edge tamer. They provided elastic to, you know, make the wig glueless. A brown wig cap, you know, I need that. A rat tail comb, which surprisingly I have so many, or received so many of these in wig packages, and for some reason I feel like I can't find any of them with the rat tail on the end. And my favorite part of their packaging is here I am right here rocking another Kiki straight wig. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. You can definitely throw some layers in it. It would be really nice in a short cut, like the full afro vibe. Again, I'm probably gonna go ahead and put it in a half up, half down. That's probably how I'll wear it tomorrow, and it's gonna, you know, look really pretty and mimic my own hair. You guys know I love baby hair, so I'm probably gonna go extra and go ham on the baby hair. But again, I'm gonna go ahead and take some pictures and see how I feel about it with the side part. I'm kind of continuing to do this, kind of the training to have that, you know, feather flip over situation. I'm not gonna put any layers just because I know I'm gonna go for a center part tomorrow or a half up, half down, and I don't want to cut layers and then when I put it in center part it doesn't make sense, if that makes sense. So let me know what you guys think of this one. Yeah, be sure to subscribe, check the description box, there's a link to this wig and literally links to everything I used to complete this look. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always I'll see you in the next one. Smooches!